There are a lot of issues this year, and as said in the British Express, there might be a high chance that we might not see Lewis Hamilton on the circuit in the Monaco Grand Prix. This is mainly because of the new rules imposed by the FIA, which states that the drivers will not be allowed to wear any kind of jewelry, or they should not be seen with any piercings on the circuit. It seems like Lewis Hamilton is all against it. The 7th-time world champion has already removed his earrings due to his run in Miami, but sources say that he cannot remove the nose piercings. It is because the nose piercing is welded into his nose, and so it can only be plucked out by undergoing a surgery. But Hamilton has already made it clear that he in no way has any sort of intention to actually comply and remove it. Furthermore, Lewis Hamilton has a medical exception in Miami and Spain, which implies that he does not necessarily have to go by the new book during those races. But after the race in Barcelona, the Mercedes driver has been warned that he can get severely penalized by the stewards for not complying, and this could pose a big issue for the driver if he chooses to keep the piercings on. Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel both gave a tough time to the FIA in Miami, as both of them protested against newly imposed regulations, which are now strictly controlled. Vettel is unhappy about the underpants rule, which requires the drivers to wear a long and flame-resistant underwear, while Hamilton is deeply concerned about the jewelry rule, which states that the drivers are not allowed to have flashy ornaments or piercings when they're entering the car. Despite the rules having always been there, the FIA were lenient about the rules and they didn't focus on them too much. But with the rules getting more into the spotlight, this enforcement could make a lot of drivers dissatisfied. It seems like this change has really affected Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. We all can agree that Lewis Hamilton is one of those drivers who always has a lot of jewelry on him during those race events. The sole fact that the FIA is now going to keep an eye out for that after they've announced that they'll monitor this strictly has gotten Vettel on the edge of his seat, as it feels like it's something more personal for the driver. Vettel said, "At this stage it's probably more of a personal thing, and I feel like it's focused on Lewis in a way." The German firmly believes that it should be upon themselves and it should be their choice if anyone wants to wear jewelry or anything of that sort during a race season. To some extent, it's personal freedom, and we're old enough to make our choices outside the car, so we should be old enough to choose what we do in the car. It seems like the FIA is trying to take control of the situation and get the sport a bit more regulated. As far as the underpants rule goes, Sebastian Vettel himself retaliated by wearing a large boxer shorts over his race overall in Miami. This clearly shows that Vettel's rebellious nature is surfacing. He says that there are more important things in life. He even went on to ridicule FIA regulations, saying, "We also talked about underwear, but is that really the most exciting thing we can talk about?" The Aston Martin driver wonders. If that wasn't enough, Lewis Hamilton too joined the anarchy when he appeared studded in jewelry during a press conference in Miami. Hamilton is surely trying to make a statement here, but the FIA then ended up giving the Mercedes driver a medical exception for both of his runs at the circuits in Miami and Barcelona. Now he must comply with the rules starting from the weekend race in Monaco. If he rebels and shows up with jewelry or even his wielded nose piercing, he could get fined a hefty 215,000 British pounds. But the 37-year-old former champion is adamant about his jewelry, and it seems like he will hold his ground. He stated that the FIA can issue as many fines as they want, they can do what they please, but the nose piercing will not be removed. Well, this rebellion has stirred quite the displeasure among everyone in the game. McLaren's team boss Cyril is very unhappy about these actions. He expressed, "In the end, it is a rule that has been enforced for many years. In other racing classes, it's not even a discussion. If you don't want to take off your jewelry or put on your fire-resistant underwear, then you just don't drive. It's very easy and simple." Two drivers versus the FIA might not be a smart move, as the FIA has a lot of options to pick from. The Briton could get punished in several ways if he chose to ignore the rules and all the warnings. Firstly, Hamilton can be fined, and they could even deduct the driver's championship points. His hard-earned points can just be taken away from his misconduct, but that is not all. He can also get all the points off his F1 license, just like this. This rebellion could end Lewis Hamilton's career as an F1 driver. The FIA can easily remove him from the participation, and he could get banned in the next Grand Prix after his pardon with a medical exception in Miami in Spain. And that is the Monaco Grand Prix, a race that we've all been waiting for and a race that no one wants to miss. I'm pretty sure that Hamilton knows he could get in trouble for this, and in Miami also said that he will try to get a medical exception for the entire season. He does not want to comply with the regulation, and he cannot either. He did remove his earrings. Well, the nose would require surgery, and the drivers don't have time to think about their underwear and jewelries. At least at this time, it is not yet clear as to what the FIA is going to do about it. What are your thoughts on these regulations? The jewelry and the underwear issue. Will the FIA go after Hamilton and Vettel? Let us know in the comment section below and start a conversation with the community. Do you think they should start imposing the rules strictly next season? Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more and don't forget the bell. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.